the ancient knowledge cats carry, and why they choose certain homes. Have you ever wondered why your cat stares into empty corners of your home as if seeing something you cannot? Or why they arrived in your life at precisely the moment you needed them most? What you're about to discover may forever change how you see these mysterious creatures. Because cats aren't just companions. They are ancient guardians carrying wisdom that predates our modern world, and their presence in your home is far from accidental. If you enjoy meaningful stories and spiritual insights about cats, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. The sacred bond between humans and felines. Picture this. Dawn breaks through your window, painting the room in soft gold. Your cat sits perfectly still on the windowsill, eyes half closed, gazing at something beyond the glass. In that moment, they appear timeless, as if they've witnessed 1,000 sunrises across 1,000 lifetimes. And perhaps, in a way, they have. For over 4,000 years, cats have walked alongside humanity, but never beneath us. Unlike other animals that were domesticated, cats chose to live with humans. They made a conscious decision to share our spaces, our lives, our energy. This wasn't submission, this was partnership. Ancient civilizations recognized something in cats that we're only now beginning to remember. A quiet knowing, a connection to realms we've forgotten how to see. In ancient Egypt, cats were revered as divine beings. They weren't merely pets or hunters of rodents. They were considered guardians of the threshold between the physical world and the spiritual realm. The goddess Bastet, depicted with the head of a cat, represented protection, healing, and the gentle power of the feminine divine. Families mourned their cats as they would their own children, and to harm a cat was considered one of the gravest offenses against the gods themselves. But Egypt wasn't alone in recognizing feline wisdom. In Japan, the maneki neko, or beckoning cat, has been a symbol of good fortune and protection for centuries. Scottish folklore speaks of the catseath, a mystical feline guardian of the highlands. In Thailand, cats were so treasured that they were kept in temples, believed to carry the souls of the departed to peaceful rest. Across continents and cultures, separated by vast oceans and different languages, humanity arrived at the same conclusion. Cats are more than they appear. What did these ancient peoples understand that we've forgotten? They recognized that cats possess a heightened sensitivity to energy, to the invisible currents that flow through homes, through people, through life itself. They observed how a cat's presence could transform a space, how their purring could soothe restless hearts, how their watchful eyes seemed to perceive what remained hidden to human sight. Modern life has taught us to dismiss such observations as superstition, yet our hearts know differently. How many times have you felt your cat's gentle weight settle beside you during your darkest moments? How often have they appeared in the room exactly when anxiety gripped your chest, offering their quiet, grounding presence without being called? These aren't coincidences. These are echoes of that ancient wisdom, still alive in every feline that shares our homes. There's a particular quality to a cat's stillness that invites contemplation. Watch them settle into meditation, because that's precisely what it is. And notice how the very air around them seems to soften. Their breathing slows. Their eyes become deep pools of tranquility. In their presence, our own racing thoughts begin to quiet. This is not training or performance. This is their natural state of being, a doorway into a more peaceful way of existing that they offer us simply by being themselves. Think about the moments when your cat stares intently at seemingly nothing. We often laugh and wonder what they're seeing. But what if they truly do perceive something we've lost the ability to see? Not ghosts or spirits in the frightening sense, but simply the energy that flows through all living things. The subtle shifts in emotion, the residual imprints of daily life, the electromagnetic fields that science confirms exist all around us. Cats navigate the world through senses far more refined than our own. They hear frequencies we cannot detect. They see in darkness that blinds us. They feel vibrations through their whiskers that map entire rooms. Is it such a leap to consider that they might also sense the energetic atmosphere of a home, the emotional state of its inhabitants? I want to hear from you. Has your cat ever appeared at exactly the right moment, as if they knew you needed them? Have you noticed how they choose specific spots in your home, returning to them again and again? Share your experiences in the comments below. I read and respond to every single one because your stories matter. They remind us all that we're not alone in experiencing this mysterious bond. The ancient peoples who honored cats understood something profound. These creatures serve as bridges. They stand with one paw in our world and one paw in something greater, a realm of instinct, intuition, and invisible knowing. They haven't lost touch with the wisdom that pulses through all of nature. They carry it still, in every slow blink, every protective vigil through the night, every moment they choose to rest their trust upon us. But here's what we haven't yet explored, what the ancients also knew. If cats carry this wisdom, this ancient knowledge, this sensitivity to what lies beyond ordinary perception, then why do they choose certain homes and not others? What do they recognize in the energy of a place, in the soul of a person, that draws them near? Perhaps the answer lies not in what cats are seeking, but in what they already sense we need. The invisible call, when a cat chooses you. Sarah had just lost her mother when a small orange cat appeared at her doorstep. He wasn't a stray, he was well-fed, clean, clearly belonged to someone. Yet every morning for 2 weeks, he sat at her door waiting. No amount of redirecting him worked. On the 15th day, Sarah opened the door and let him in. He walked directly to her mother's favorite chair, curled up, and began to purr. That's when Sarah realized he hadn't come by accident. He had come because something in her home, in her heart, had called to him. Stories like Sarah's happen more often than coincidence can explain. A cat appears during a divorce. A kitten shows up the week someone moves to a new city, alone and uncertain. An elderly feline wanders into a garden the same month a family receives difficult medical news. Again and again, cats arrive at threshold moments in human lives, moments of change, loss, transformation, or awakening. So, what's really happening here? Are cats simply attracted to vulnerability? Or is something deeper at work? The language of energy science has begun confirming what cat lovers have always suspected. Cats are extraordinarily sensitive to electromagnetic fields and emotional frequencies. Research shows that animals, particularly cats, can detect changes in the Earth's magnetic field, sense oncoming storms, and even anticipate earthquakes before any human technology registers a tremor. Their whiskers detect minute changes in air pressure. Their hearing captures frequencies far beyond human range. They are, quite literally, tuned into information we cannot access. But their sensitivity extends beyond the physical. Studies on animal cognition reveal that cats read human emotional states with remarkable accuracy. They recognize facial expressions, vocal tones, and body language with a precision that rivals our own ability to read each other. When you're sad, your cat knows. Not because they've learned to associate tears with sadness, but because your entire energetic signature shifts. Your breathing changes. Your electromagnetic field fluctuates. The very air around you carries different information. Now imagine that sensitivity expanded. Imagine a cat walking past a dozen homes, feeling the energetic atmosphere of each one. One home vibrates with tension, unresolved anger lingering in the walls. Another feels stagnant, closed off. But then there's your home. Perhaps it carries the frequency of grief that needs witnessing, or the vibration of loneliness seeking companionship, or the quality of a soul ready to learn about unconditional love. The cat doesn't think about this consciously. They simply feel drawn toward the energy that resonates with their own purpose. Cats gravitate toward environments where they sense their presence will matter. Not where they'll be pampered or spoiled, though they certainly don't mind that, but where their particular gifts align with what's needed. Some cats are natural healers, drawn to those experiencing physical or emotional pain. Others are protectors, seeking homes where their vigilant nature can create safety. Still others are teachers, appearing in the lives of people who need to learn patience, presence, or the art of honoring boundaries. The testing period. Perhaps you've noticed how cats explore new spaces. They don't rush in enthusiastically like dogs. They observe from doorways. They sniff corners thoroughly. They claim high vantage points and watch for extended periods before committing to a location. This isn't mere caution, it's assessment. They're reading the energy of the space, determining whether it suits them, whether they can thrive there, whether their presence will be truly welcomed not just with food and shelter, but with respect for their nature. When a cat chooses you, they've already completed this assessment. They've felt your energy and found it compatible. They've sensed that your home, regardless of its size or luxury, offers something they need, a certain quality of peace, a readiness to receive them, an openness to the kind of companionship they offer. Have you ever had a cat choose your lap over someone else's in the same room? There's no logical reason. The other person might be warmer, might smell like food, might even be calling the cat. Yet the cat comes to you. This is selection based on energetic resonance, on an invisible compatibility that exists below the level of conscious thought. Stories of divine timing. Marcus was skeptical about getting a cat. He worked long hours, traveled frequently, considered himself more of a dog person. Then his company downsized, and he found himself unemployed, alone in his apartment, struggling with depression. One evening, a thin gray cat slipped through his balcony door, which he'd left open for air. Marcus tried to find the owner. No one claimed her. That cat stayed, and in the months that followed, her needs gave Marcus structure. Feeding times, play sessions, vet appointments. She demanded his presence, his attention, his return to routine. Years later, Marcus credits that cat with saving his life during his darkest season. These aren't fairy tales. These are real patterns that emerge when we pay attention. The single mother whose children found a kitten the week their father left. The elderly widower whose deceased wife had always wanted a cat, only to have one appear on his porch 6 months after her passing. The young woman battling anxiety whose office cat began following her home each evening until she finally adopted him. The timing is too precise, too perfectly aligned with human need to dismiss as mere chance. It suggests an intelligence at work, not a calculating, human kind of intelligence, but the organic wisdom of nature itself, which always seeks balance, always moves toward healing, always responds to genuine need. What they recognize in you. So what do cats see when they look at you? Not your job title, your bank account, or your social status. They perceive the quality of your presence. They sense whether you're grounded or scattered, guarded or open, genuine or performing. They feel the unspoken griefs you carry, the quiet hopes you harbor, the capacity for gentleness that might be buried beneath layers of daily armor. Cats are drawn to authenticity, to people who are becoming more themselves, even through difficulty, to homes where transformation is possible, where growth is happening, where love, however imperfect, is present. I'm curious about your experience. Did your cat find you, or did you find them? Was there something significant happening in your life when they arrived? Looking back now, can you see a pattern or purpose to the timing? Share your story in the comments. I genuinely want to hear it, and I'll respond to each one. Your experiences help all of us understand this mystery more deeply. When a cat chooses your home, they're not just seeking food and shelter. They're recognizing something in you, something in your space that calls to them. They're answering a need you might not even know you have, bringing gifts you haven't yet learned to name. And these gifts, these quiet offerings they carry across your threshold on silent paws, are far more profound than most people realize. The invisible gifts they carry. There's a moment that happens in the presence of a cat that many of us have felt, but few can name. You're sitting with worry wrapped tight around your chest, your mind racing through tomorrow's problems or yesterday's regrets. Then your cat settles into your lap. Their weight is slight, but somehow anchoring. Their warmth spreads through your legs. And within minutes, without a single word spoken, something shifts. the anxiety loosens its grip. Your breathing deepens. The mental noise quiets to a manageable hum. Nothing has changed in your external circumstances. The problems remain. The challenges still wait. Yet something fundamental has shifted in how you're experiencing this moment. Your cat hasn't solved anything, hasn't offered advice, hasn't even acknowledged your distress with particular concern. They've simply been present. And somehow, that's enough. This is the first hint of the invisible gifts cats bring into our homes. Presents that can't be wrapped, purchased, or explained in purely logical terms. Let's explore what these ancient guardians offer us, often without our conscious awareness. Protection beyond the physical. In traditional feng shui and various spiritual practices across cultures, cats are recognized as natural protectors of home energy. This isn't about them chasing away intruders, though they certainly alert us to unusual sounds and movements. It's about something more subtle. Cats have a documented tendency to position themselves at entry points, doorways, windows, thresholds. They often choose to sleep in corners or elevated positions where they can survey entire rooms. What are they watching for? Animal behaviorists explain this as territorial awareness and predatory vigilance. But people who live with cats notice patterns that go beyond hunting instincts. Cats often stare intently at specific areas where the energy feels heavy or uncomfortable to humans. They'll avoid certain spots that later prove to have electrical issues or water damage. They seem to sense disturbances before they become visible problems. Whether you interpret this as energetic sensitivity or simply heightened physical senses, the result is the same. Cats serve as early warning systems for imbalances in the home environment. Their presence creates a sense of security that goes beyond the physical. Many people report sleeping better knowing their cat is nearby, keeping watch through the night hours when we're most vulnerable. The healing power of presence. Let's talk about purring, that distinctive vibration that cat lovers cherish. Scientific research has revealed something remarkable. Cats purr at frequencies between 25 and 150 hertz, and these specific frequencies have been shown to promote healing in bones and tissues, reduce pain and swelling, and ease breathing difficulties. Veterinarians have observed that cats with broken bones often heal faster than other animals, and they attribute part of this to the therapeutic effect of their own purring. But cats don't purr only when they're content. They also purr when frightened, injured, or giving birth. They purr in the presence of other cats who are sick or dying. It appears that purring isn't just an expression of happiness, it's a healing mechanism, one they instinctively share with others. When your cat curls up on your chest and purrs, they're not just enjoying your company. They're offering you a form of vibrational therapy, a natural medicine that humans have benefited from for millennia. People with chronic pain report that their cat's purring provides relief when medication falls short. Those with anxiety find that the rhythmic vibration helps regulate their breathing and heart rate. Cancer patients undergoing treatment speak of their cats lying precisely over surgical sites or painful areas, as if somehow knowing where healing is needed most. Dr. Elizabeth von Muggenthaler, a specialist in bioacoustics, has studied these frequencies extensively and confirms that the range of a cat's purr corresponds to frequencies used in therapeutic treatment for humans. Your cat isn't trying to heal you in the medical sense. They're simply being themselves. But in being themselves, they become instruments of comfort and restoration. Masters of the present moment. In our world of constant distraction, endless scrolling, and perpetual planning, cats offer a masterclass in presence. Watch a cat carefully. They don't worry about yesterday or tomorrow. When they eat fully. When they play completely. When they surrender to rest without guilt or restlessness. And when they simply sit and observe, they are entirely absorbed in observation. This isn't because cats lack memory or foresight. Studies show they have excellent recall and can anticipate patterns. It's because they haven't been trained away from their natural state of awareness. They haven't learned to believe that the present moment isn't enough, that they should always be doing more, achieving more, becoming more. Living with a cat teaches us, slowly and without words, to return to the now. Their refusal to be rushed, their insistence on adequate rest, their dedication to play and pleasure. These aren't character flaws or signs of laziness. They're demonstrations of a balanced life, one that honors the rhythms of activity and stillness, engagement and withdrawal, connection and solitude. How many times has your cat interrupted your frantic work session by walking across your keyboard? How often have they demanded your attention precisely when you're most absorbed in worry or stress? In those moments, they're not being inconvenient. They're offering you an exit from the mental prison of past and future, inviting you back into the only moment where life actually happens. This one. A bridge to something greater. Perhaps the most profound gift cats offer is also the hardest to articulate. There's a quality to the silence they carry, a depth to their gaze that opens something within us. When you lock eyes with your cat in a moment of genuine connection, time seems to suspend. The boundary between you and them softens. You glimpse, for just an instant, a way of being in the world that's more intuitive, more trusting, more aligned with natural rhythms. Many meditation traditions speak of the importance of a focal point, a candle flame, a mandala, a repeated phrase, to anchor wandering attention. A cat at rest becomes a living focal point, drawing us into stillness without effort. Their contentment is contagious. Their peace becomes our peace, not through instruction, but through resonance. People of various spiritual paths report that their cats seem to participate in prayer or meditation, settling quietly nearby during these practices, as if recognizing and honoring the sacred intention of the moment. Whether this is conscious participation or simply their natural affinity for calm energy is ultimately irrelevant. The effect is the same. They help create and maintain a space where connection to something greater becomes possible. Tell me, what gifts has your cat brought into your life? Maybe it's something you hadn't considered before reading this. Perhaps they've taught you patience, or helped you through grief, or simply made your house feel more like a home. I'd love to hear what you've received from your feline companion. Leave a comment sharing your experience. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Every cat brings slightly different gifts, tailored somehow to what their particular human needs most. The anxious person receives a calm presence. The grieving heart receives persistent affection. The isolated soul receives devoted companionship. It's as if each cat arrives carrying exactly what will serve their chosen person's highest growth. But this raises a question that takes us even deeper into the mystery. If each cat brings specific gifts meant for specific people, does that suggest an intention behind these matches? A purpose larger than chance? And if some cats stay with us for decades while others pass through our lives like shooting stars, brief, bright, and gone, what determines the length and nature of these sacred contracts? The sacred agreement between souls. There's a concept that exists across many spiritual traditions, though it's called by different names. Soul contracts, sacred agreements, karmic bonds. The idea is simple yet profound, that certain relationships in our lives are not accidental but purposeful, arranged before we ever take physical form. That we agree, on a soul level, to meet specific beings who will teach us what we need to learn, help us heal what needs healing, and love us in ways that transform who we are. What if this applies not only to the humans we encounter, but to the animals who choose to walk beside us? When you look into your cat's eyes in a moment of genuine connection, you might feel it, a recognition that goes beyond this lifetime, a familiarity that seems impossible for a relationship that began just months or years ago. That feeling isn't imagination. It's the echo of an agreement made in the space between souls, before names and forms, before this particular dance of life began. The lifelong companions. Some cats arrive in our lives and stay for 15, 18, even 20 years. They witness our transformations, They're present through multiple homes, relationships, careers, versions of ourselves. These are not just pets. They are witnesses to our journey, anchors of continuity when everything else shifts. Jennifer adopted Luna as a kitten during her first year of college. Luna was there through graduation, marriage, the birth of 2 children, a career change, the loss of Jennifer's father. When Luna passed away at 19, Jennifer realized that this cat had been the single constant presence through every major chapter of her adult life. Luna had seen versions of Jennifer that no longer existed and had loved them all with equal devotion. These lifelong companions teach us about unconditional love that endures through change. They show us that we can be fully known, our failures, our flaws, our worst moments, and remain completely loved. In their final years, when their bodies slow and their needs increase, they give us the opportunity to return the care they've offered us. The grief of losing them is profound, precisely because they've been woven into the fabric of our lives so thoroughly. But that grief is also a gift. It proves we're still capable of loving so deeply that loss devastates us. The messengers who pass through. Then there are the cats who appear for a season and depart. The foster kitten, who stayed 3 months. The neighborhood cat who visited daily for a year, then disappeared. The elderly shelter cat, who lived only 18 months before illness came. Thomas found an injured cat in his garage one autumn evening. He nursed her back to health over 6 weeks, during which time his withdrawn teenage daughter engaged with the family again, helping care for the cat. Once the cat recovered, she left as mysteriously as she'd arrived. But something had shifted in Thomas's daughter. The cat's vulnerability had given her permission to be vulnerable again. These messenger cats arrive with a specific mission. They deliver what's needed: a lesson about compassion, a reason to establish routine, a bridge between estrangement and reconnection, and then move on. Their brevity doesn't diminish their importance. Sometimes the most powerful teachers are the ones who don't stay, who force us to appreciate the present moment because we don't know how many moments we'll have. The healers and the teachers. Some cats arrive with singular focus, devoting themselves to one person who is struggling. Maria's family adopted Oscar during her mother's chemotherapy. Oscar ignored everyone else, spending every possible moment with her mother, on her lap during treatment, beside her pillow through sleepless nights. When Maria's mother completed treatment and received her clear diagnosis, Oscar's behavior shifted, becoming affectionate with the whole family. His intensive care mission had transformed into general companionship. And then there are the cats who challenge us. The ones who aren't cuddly, who scratch when held too long, who demand respect on their terms. Richard adopted Pepper, drawn to her beautiful markings, but she was semi-feral, never fully comfortable with touch. For 3 years, he tried everything to win her affection. Finally, he stopped trying and simply let her be who she was. The moment Richard released his expectations, their relationship transformed. Pepper began sitting near him, following him room to room, showing love through proximity rather than physical contact. She hadn't changed. Richard had. These challenging cats expand our capacity to love without needing reciprocation in forms we expect. They show us our own control issues, our conditional affection. And if we're willing to learn, they transform us into more patient, more accepting, more genuinely loving people. What we offer in return. This isn't one-sided. While cats bring us healing, presence, and lessons, we offer them something equally valuable: a safe haven in a world that isn't always kind to vulnerable creatures. We offer the experience of being cherished, of having needs met without struggle, of living without fear. We give them the gift of trust fulfilled. They risk depending on us, and we prove ourselves worthy. In caring for them, we learn about responsibility, routine, and the satisfaction of nurturing another life. Every time we clean a litter box or prepare their food despite busy schedules, we're practicing devotion. We're proving we're capable of caring for something beyond our own immediate needs. The circle completes. Look at your cat right now, maybe sleeping in a sunbeam, grooming themselves, or watching you with knowing eyes. Really see them. Not as a pet or possession, but as a soul who chose to share this portion of existence with you. A being who carries ancient wisdom in their small body. A teacher disguised in fur. They didn't have to choose you, but they're here, with you, in this moment, for reasons that might become clear over time or might remain forever mysterious. Either way, their presence is a gift. What story do you carry about your cat? How did they arrive? What have they taught you? I read every comment and respond to as many as I can because these stories matter. They remind us we're all part of something larger, all connected through these mysterious creatures who bridge the space between the ordinary and the sacred. There are no ordinary cats. Every single one is a doorway to understanding love, presence, and connection more deeply. Every moment with them is an opportunity to practice awareness, gratitude, and the kind of unconditional acceptance that heals our own wounded hearts. So tonight, when your cat settles near you, take a moment to acknowledge the agreement between you. Thank them for choosing to walk this path beside you. Honor the wisdom they carry. Recognize the love they offer. And know that in caring for them, you're participating in something ancient and sacred, a bond that has existed between humans and cats for thousands of years. If this video has touched something in you, if it's helped you see your cat with new eyes, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe to this channel. There's so much more to explore about the spiritual connections we share with animals. May you and your feline companion walk together in love, learning, and mutual respect. May you see them clearly for the gift they are. And may their presence continue to remind you that magic is real. It just comes on 4 silent paws, wearing fur and carrying mysteries we're only beginning to understand.